Hi, this is Kannababu. This part 4 of MVC CRUD ADO.NET with ADO.NET. In this example, we'll discuss about how to create a registration form and how to insert the registration form details in the database. I will try to cover checkboxes, radio buttons, drop down list, all these things in this example. Because mostly in companies they will ask system test this example. So select open Visual Studio, select web. Here ASP.NET web application. Here you can give the name as registration CRUD. I will try to give. Click on OK button. I'll try to create one MVC application. And here you can, this old project I'm closing it. So here you can select empty MVC application. Click on OK. Cancel. Then automatically we created one project in Visual Studio 2015, I think this one. Okay. Now similarly what I want to do, here I will try to create one more, I will create one database in SQL Server. So open SQL Server. Here you can go to your Object Explorer, go to View. There you can find Object Explorer. Is it clear? There I want to create one table in my database. Go to Object Explorer. Here you can see database demo. In that one I will try to create one table in this database. Is it clear? If you want, you can directly create by right click, new table. Is it clear? Here I'll try to create one table with some columns. Or else if you want to create the table by writing the query also you can create. Your wish, you can get in any manner. So here I'll try to give something like column name ID. I will try to give. Otherwise ID is okay. If you want you can give. Otherwise you can give e number. Data type I'll give as int. And here I'll try to give e name. Data type I'll give varchar. Okay na. And it will try to give D name, department name. Data type here I'll try to give as varchar. And here I'll try to give gender. Here also data type I'll give as varchar. And here I'll try to give hobby. Here also I'll try to give data type as varchar. And here I'll try to give salary. Here I'll try to give data type as varchar. Varchar means string actual. String type if you want to store, we will give a varchar. And e number if you want, you can apply primary key, right click, set primary key. Save the table. The name of the table I'll give as EMP. Click on OK. Is it clear? Now here you can go to Object Explorer. There you can see, right click on the tables, refresh. Here you can see one table is created with name EMP with columns. Here e number, e name, d name, gender, hobby as well as salary. So here I want to create one stored procedures to insert the records. So here I'll try to go to new query and I will try to create the procedure. Because I want to work with, to make the things faster, I create the procedure. Select execute. Here I am creating one procedure. I think there is already a procedure with name, same name. Is it clear? So I will try to give something like p underscore add employee. Because in the last example we created. Okay, now this is my stored procedure. Stored procedure is a set of precompiled SQL statements which will get executed when we call it. Is it clear? Which will get executed when we call it. Salary, here you can give money otherwise instead of varchar. Save. I think it will not work now. Okay. You can write alter query, it will work otherwise. Just to write alter query. Alter table name. Alter column name. Column name is salary. Data type. New data type name money. Alter table name. Alter column name. New data type name. So just it is updated, no problem now. But you at the time of creating the table, if you want, you can give money data type. So here I'll try to go to Visual Studio Editor, models, right click on models. Actually, I want to create a registration form type. Right click on models, add a class. The name of the class I'll give as employee. The name of the class I'll give as employee. In this class, I'll declare some properties. In this class, I'll declare some properties, something like public, int e number I will try to give, and here I'll try to declare one more property, public string e name I will try to give, and here I'll try to declare one more property, public double or decimal. Actually you can keep your wish, or you can keep public double. Here I'll try to declare salary. How many columns are there in your table? Those many properties you declare salary. And here I'll declare one more property, public the return type I'll give as some list string. Property also will have return type. If the return type is int, it will return integer value. Collection means it will return collection. The name of the property I'll give as hobbies. Okay, now here I'll try to give something like this, hobbies, and here I'll try to directly return some hobbies here. Within this I will try to write one get method, and I will try to create one collection, list of string. Okay, now here I will try to give something like hobby is equal to new list of string of. And if you want to add the objects to the collection is nothing but group of objects. So here I am adding some string objects, hobby dot add of cricket, similarly 2 3 something like that. Here I'll try to give something like football. Here I'll try to give something like some any other hobbies. You can hockey, whatever it may be. Is it clear? This is a property collection type, because generally checkbox, radio button, drop down list, these all will accept the data in the form of collection. And here I'll try to write something like inside this get I will try to write return hobby, some static content. If text boxes are there, only properties are enough. But if your design consists of checkboxes or radio buttons or any table or any other data, then definitely what is required? Collection is required. So I declare one model class. Here I'll declare some properties, e number, e name, salary, and here I'll declare one property called hobbies. Okay, na? And here I'll try to declare one more property, public string. Here I'll try to give something like gender. Is it clear? Here set as well as get. And here I'll declare one more property, public. Here I'll try to give list of string. One more I will declare, and I will try to give the department names. I will try to give. Okay, because the drop down list checkbox registration page means all are required. Here I will try to write get of. Okay, now here I will try to create one collection, list of string d name is equal to new list of string of. Is it clear? dname dot add of some departments I will add, some accounts department. Similarly here dname dot add of some other departments I will add. Is it clear? Some quality department. Is it clear? Similarly dname dot add of some admin department, something like that. Is it clear? Multiple items are there, I will go for collection. Here I will try to give some admin, and here I will try to what to do. Here I will try to close the bracket. Here also, here I will try to write return dname. Did you understand? So these all are properties. One is e number, other one is e name, another one is salary, other one is hobbies. This is your collection. And another one is gender, and other one is d names. This is also your collection. Okay, na? Collection is group of objects, string type actual. See here one point I'm telling, generally when you take any registration form in MVC, if you have any checkboxes or radio buttons are existing, then the data will be displayed. If you want to, if checkboxes, radio button, drop down list is existing, then automatically you will get the data in the form of collection. Collection is mandatory in MVC or table. That is the reason for hobbies means checkbox, gender means radio button, d names means drop down list. And apart from this, I will declare two more properties, public string. Here I will try to give d name. I will declare one more property d name, and here I will declare one more property, public string hobby. Hobby is already declared, but I will declare two more properties for the single values. Why, that you will understand in future. Is it clear? Here I will try to give d name. Did you understand? Remove it. Okay. So here you go to your project, right click, add new folder, create a new folder, rename the folder as DAL. Right click on DAL, add class. Right click on DAL, add class, The name of the class I'll try to give as employee. The name of the class I'll give as employee.cs. And in this class I'll try to first of all declare the connection string globally in web.config file. Is it clear? Go to web.config file. There you can see connection strings. System.web you can see. After system.web you can open what? Connection strings. Is it clear? Add connection strings here you can open. There you can see here add name is equal to constr, some name you can give, and here connection string is equal to here I will try to give user ID. User ID is equal to SA, password is equal to ABC, database is equal to demo, data space source is equal to dot. Declare the connection string globally, and here you can declare the namespace. That is ADO.NET code actually. You already know, I think. If you don't know, watch the videos in YouTube. Using system.data, using system.data.sql client, and here using system.configuration. And here I'll try to declare one method, public int. The name of the method I'll give as add employee. Is it clear? In the last class already we have watched that video. Anyway, I'll write if you want. And here I'll pass the input models.employee even. And I'll try to create the connection SQL connection con is equal to new SQL connection of. Here I'll try to give configuration manager dot connection strings of constr dot toString, something like this. And then open the connection con dot open of, and then pass the procedure. SQL command cmd is equal to new SQL command of procedure comma con. Here what is my procedure name? Here I'll try to give p underscore add employee. P underscore add employee. This is my procedure name, I think. P underscore add emp. P underscore add emp. Okay, na? And then mention that comma con. And then mention that we are working with stored procedure. Here I can write something like cmd dot command type is equal to command type dot stored procedure. Then pass the parameters. cmd dot parameters dot add with value of parameter name. You can pass all the parameters at the rate e number, and you can give the value as e1 dot e number, something like that. Similarly, pass all the other parameters. Here I passed the parameters and execute the procedure. cmd dot execute non-query. Okay, na? I passed all the parameters. Okay, na? Here I will try to write execute non-query. Return type is int. Here I will try to write something like con dot close. And here I'll try to write something like return e1, something like this. This is my method. The name return I actually. The record is inserted successfully, it will return 1. This is the code we have written for add employee method. Did you understand? Create the connection, open the connection. See, one point you have to understand that I am inserting hobby and dname. You can ask me, sir, why you written here hobbies? Means in my registration form I want to display the checkboxes. By default I want to display the text in these checkboxes. That for that I will use this collection hobbies, and I will use one drop down list also. By default in this drop down list I want to display the department names. For that I will use this collection. That is why 2 collections I am using. This is my data access layer. Add employee method is there, and this is my model class. Here I will declare the properties. See, here I have written some wrong name. This is IEDEPT actual. And here also you can see this is controller name is EMP, not employee. Once check that one. Did you understand? This is our code for index.cshtml. Right? Now once you check this one by debugging. Now one more point here you can do. Go to Solution Explorer. There you can see rootconfig.cs. Here you can change the default controller name as EMP. Default controller name you can give as EMP. Once press F5 and check the output. Is it clear? Press F5 and check the output here. Here you can see this is your registration form. Right, here you can see select hobbies, cricket, football, etc. Select gender, male, female. Select department, all the values came. I think some drop down list we have to adjust here in the design. That we will do now, no problem. Go to your index.cshtml, close this one, and here you can throw the cursor to the next line after this. Okay, and here I'll throw the cursor to the next line. Drop down list, it is right only. What is the problem there? No problem. Drop down list off. Okay, leave it. You already must know the difference between text box of, text box for of, drop down list of, and drop down list for of. When data binding is there, then only how to use strongly typed HTML helper. Here there is no data binding. We are assigning some directly logic to this particular drop down list. So don't write drop down list for of. Manually we are adding the values. No, drop down list of is enough. Okay, and here some gender. Here outside this radio button I'll give some text male, and here also I'll try to give some text female. Okay, I think it will work. Press F5, check the output once. We have to keep the radio button inside the div tag actual. Within this BR, you can group this radio button. Always keep the radio button inside the div tag, then you will not get any problem. Then your male female will work. Okay, now press F5 and check the output. Is it clear? Let us see here. Now you will get the radio button. Now here you can see you got two radio buttons. One is male, other one is female. Here you got the hobbies, and here you can click on select department name. When you select the department name, now in database I have one table now. In the table I have some columns like E number is there, E name is there, department name is there, D name. Similarly hobby is there. Similarly gender is there, gender. Similarly salary is there. Now whatever the employee number I am entering, I want to store in this number. Employee name in this variable. Drop down list selected. Actually I will select the department name, but I want to insert department number, a department name only, no problem. Hobby also I want to insert. Let us see how to insert. So in order to do this one, here I will try to go to my controller. Here I will try to write one more action method, but this time I will declare the method as post. I will declare one post method here. That is get, this is what? Post. Okay, now HTTP post I will give. And for this method what I will do, I will pass input parameters for this method as form collection. What I will pass the input parameter? Form collection. I will pass the input parameter for this method. Is it clear? Here I will try to pass form collection, because drop down list control will not accept what? Models. It will always accept only form collection. Drop down list checkbox radio button means form collection. And here gender also I will try to pass parameter string gender, comma model class also models.employee E1 models.employee E1. Did you understand everyone? Now I'll try to create one object for my model class. Whenever user click on save button, here index.cshtml consists of wherever you written text box for of, that for of only data binding is applied. Where you have not written for of, just gender, just checkbox, just drop down list, data binding is not applied. So for this drop down list, gender and checkbox, you have to use what? Form collection. Okay na? And for other employee number, name, salary, you use model object. And radio button you use gender. So whenever you enter the input values in the text boxes, finally all the values are stored in F, gender and E1. But finally in E1 you have to send the value. If you want, you can see return view of. Keep the breakpoint here. Press F5. The values, enter employee number 101, employee name Anil. Here you can select the department, and here you can select the hobby cricket, football. Select the gender male, salary 21,000. Click on register. Now post method will get executed. Here you see, but all the values are not stored in model object. Here you can see post method will get executed. Keep the cursor here in E1. Now check what values are coming. D name not came. Okay na? And hobby not came. For this dname and hobby, I am using this form collection. Form collection, each and every whatever the values that you're entering in the text boxes, all the values are stored in form collection. In form collection, each and every item can be identified by using index number. Okay now here I will try to store the values in model object, something like e1 dot, here I will try to give dname. e1 dot dname is equal to f of what? F of dname dept name you can give on the drop down list name. Similarly, e1 dot gender is equal to some gender radio button value you can give, giving the values actually. Now I want to add the values in checkboxes. Okay now here I will try to declare some empty string, and here I will write some for each loop. For each var item in e1 dot what? Hobbies. And here I will try to write some if condition. If f of item dot toString dot contains of true, and whenever you select any item in the checkbox now, then automatically that checkbox will become what? True. If that checkbox is true, then add that checkbox value to the your val variable. Val plus, here you can give some comma, plus here you can give some item. So checkbox is used to select more than one item. I am doing some concatenation here. You add the items to this variable val, and then finally outside this for each loop, here I will try to write something like e1 dot hobby, and what hobbies you are selected, that hobby only you have to store. e1 dot hobby is equal to something like this val. e1 dot hobby is equal to val, and then here you can see something like salary also, it is already there I think. Now add the object to the collection, obj dal dot add employee of, pass this e1, and finally your target is to send the values to the data access layer. So first you check whether all the values are coming or not. Press F5 and check the output. You listen this example several times, you'll get clarity. Still, if you have any doubt, again I will teach with entity framework. This is ADO.NET. No, some basic C# skills are required. This is my database. So in database I have one table with name EMP. Right click, edit top 200 rows. Is it clear? Here you have some values: e number, e name, d name, gender, hobby, salary. Here I'll try to give some value 101. Here I'll give Anil. Select department, some accounts, hobby, cricket and football, male, and here give 21,000. Click on this is one collection. No, in this collection, which checkbox is checked, we are checking. The checked checkbox values only we are inserting. That is the point. That is what we are check. If you check the checkbox, then this contains will check whether the checkbox is true or false. That is the reason. Getting all the values, you can keep the breakpoint and debug. See, cricket came. Similarly, F11 again it is checking. Cricket, football came. And here a hobby, and keep the values cursor at e1. All the values are stored. E number 101, e name Anil, and gender male. Hobbies 3 are there, but hobby, cricket, football, salary 21,000, d name accounts. Now it will go to data access layer. It will try to insert the record in the table. Execute non-query, return I, press F5. So record is successfully inserted. Go and check in your database table. Is it clear? Like that you can perform this CRUD operation. You understood? Registration form actual. Registration form. If you want, you can complete the remaining display the data in the table. Okay. That's it. For more videos, try to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Have a nice day.